welcome everybody to this dotacommentaries.com presentation. We're casting the ProDota2 European League. I'm joined here today by Luminous. The game today is Dare versus Mouse. Dare immediately banning out the Darks here. Lycanthrope is the reply. Lumi, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, and of course we are going to see the teams tag up. First time in ages, or first time ever I see mousesports tag up properly. And looks like the new guys for Dare is also now official because they're tagged up as well. Mitch, Lacoste, come with me. These are the new players joining alongside, of course, G and Artstyle.
Yeah, both of these are teams that have been having a lot of changes in the roster, more so with Dare, but of course Mouse has had some changes of their own. And interesting to see, Mouse has banned 3 of the strongest pushers in the game. 3 just the generally best heroes in the game, let's be honest. Immediately pick up leshrac and Enigma, going for a lot of teamfight and pushing power. A nice 1-2 punch. Enchantress was the first pick, and the follow-up is Tidehunter. This draft is going really quickly. They followed up with a Sand King, so Dare, not to be outdone by Mouse's teamfight, picks up some crazy strong wombo combo of their own. Between the Ravage and the Epicenter, that's going to be a lot of damage. Of course, Black Hole, Pulse Nova, Edict, and that Split Earth, nothing to laugh at either.
I really like how this draft is going, not because of the interesting hero choices. I just like the fact that it's going by really fast. Shadow Demon as the 3rd pick. We've been talking about Shadow Demon, his defensive capability with a single target disruption, his offensive capability in terms of ganks and whatnot. But I've not seen him pick this early. This is pretty crazy. I think the only team that also does this is Complexity. A while back, they 3rd pick Shadow Demon very frequently.
Yeah, they do love their Shadow Demon over Complexity. Mousesports apparently feeling it's a strong pick here. Now, he gives you a really great laning here, and like you mentioned, he's very strong defensively. He gives you decent offensive firepower. Tidehunter pretty naturally tanky here. Can be difficult to bring down, same with the Enchantress, but you throw the, what is it? Oh man, I'm totally blanking here. You throw on that damage buff that he has. The Soul Catcher, there we go. Oh man, my brain is farty right now. You throw on the Soul Catcher and suddenly they're not looking so tanky. Quick bans coming out. Every single hero that Mousesports has banned is a hardcore pushing hero. And I love the fact that they banned out the Death Prophet. Not only would Death Prophet give a lot of push to Dare, it also gives them really strong team fight. With that Death Prophet out of the way, Queen of Pain will be the 4th choice. So a very mobile hero, a good ganking hero. Dare looking pretty balanced between push and gank. Does not have much in the way of late game, but then again, neither does Mouse. So will we go all in with these early to mid game picks, or will someone decide to take a risk and go for a later game carry?
If it's a team that's going to go a later game carry, you do expect Dare to get it. The team would come with me, Mitch, just kind of old Dignitas play. They love their hardcore carry and won't be surprised if they do pick one up. Yesterday, they picked up Phantom Lancer, for anyone that cares. And they picked it against a Dark Seer, so probably not the best move of all, but they do love their hard carry, and I expect them to do so. But if you look on the other side, Mousesport is full of people that can farm and farm very well. Black is a great farmer. Sing Sing is a great farmer. Sexy Bamboo is a great farmer. And the question is, will they pick into a farming-oriented hero? By the way, Invoker's still left in the pool.
Yeah, someone mentioned that in the chat, and I was going to bring it up. It's not too often you see Invoker slip through this late into the draft. And I wonder, is Mouse considering that Invoker pickup? Now, he wants a lot of levels. And the question is, will he be able to get them? I mean, Dare has so many strong early offensive heroes. Tidehunter with that Gush. Sankey's Burrow Strike, he normally wants to level it up a little bit. Queen of Pain with the Shadow Strike, the Blake, the Scream of Pain, Enchantress with her ability to dive with creeps, as well as that slow. You do not want to be sitting in lane and farming all game against these heroes because you're likely to get ganked out. Sure, you can try and Ghost Walk, but if they have Dust, they can punish that. So I'm not sure Invoker will fit into their lineup. Maybe it would fit better into Dare's, but again, you know, Mouse has a pretty strong offensive lineup as well. This may be a game where while you want to pick up the Invoker, it just doesn't have a place as we see a Lifestealer coming out. So, hey, now the Shadow Demon make a little bit more sense because that Demonic Purge does go through Rage and is incredibly annoying. If you cannot right-click heroes, if you can't move quickly, everyone can kite you on Dare's squad. Dazzle 5th pick, man. This is an odd choice. Any thoughts, any insight into this one, Lumi?
Well, the Dazzle is going to be really good in terms of increasing armor. Armor value is really good against feast damage overall. I wonder if they're going to solo the Dazzle. He kind of needs the solo EXP. There is 2 support aside from that as well, Enchantress and Tidehunter. So I do assume that Dazzle is going to be getting the farm at the very least, and he needs farm. Now, in terms of his offensive capability, Grave is going to be really good in terms of keeping their heroes alive, especially if your Tidehunter falls a little bit behind in terms of items that you could Grave him, have him walk in, and just run into ultimate. And there's really no out from mouse, aside from keeping him chain time for like 10 seconds. But good luck with that, especially with Kraken Shell involved. But in any case, let's talk about who's playing what. Black is going to be on the leshrac here. Ancient Apparition, the last pick, being handled by Twista. This is going to be a very strong initiation lane. Open wounds with cold feet. You're going to get someone stunned for sure. Sing Sing's going to be handling that lifestealer. We have Sexy Bambo going to be playing the Enigma on the long lane. And Mouse Fire on the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, it will be a support Shadow Demon. We're not going to see any solo farm antics. He will be playing that support role. For Dara's side, Lacoste on the Tidehunter. He started with boots first. Interesting choice. I wonder if this means maybe we'll see him soloing. He's worried about getting caught out early on. It's not the best roaming build because one gush and you're pretty much out of mana. Come with me on that Dazzle. Artstyle playing a fairly regen-oriented Enchantress. No smokes, no wards, just a lot of regen items. Mitch going to be on that Sand Cane. Looks like it will be a farming Sand Cane. And G going to be going solo mid. This is one of G's, one of his most successful heroes. Queen of Pain along with Storm Spirit. Two of his best and most aggressive heroes early on. So keep an eye on G. If they don't shut him down early, he's going to punish mousesports in the mid game.
Right, real fast, right from the get-go. Look at Tidehunter's interesting item choice. Boots of Speed first. It seems like he's.
Wait, you heard me say that, right?
The battle begins.
Yes. So to reiterate your point, Boots to be top solo on the Tidehunter means he is going to be on the long lane. It's going to be a tough long lane nonetheless, but what they're trying to get out of it on the bot lane is some free farm on that Dazzle and perhaps a little bit of offensive jungling, or excuse me, a little bit of offensive tower pushing with artstyle defensive jungling. The communication is right from the get-go very, very strong.
Yeah, it's okay, guys. We'll get the hang of it as the cast progresses. Sooner or later, we will. In the mid lane, we're going to see a dual lane between leshrac as well as Shadow Demon here. Very strong up dual lane. It's going to probably prevent G from getting farm. You can see the respect being paid towards G. The boots of speed going to be needed in the top lane. And like we talked about, this is why you get the boots, because you're expecting that strong offensive dual lane. And you want to make sure that you're able to walk out of the cold feet. If it procs, you're probably dead. G already forced to blink away, very defensive play, so top lane going to be tough, and mid lane going to be tough. What's the trade-off? Well, you have Mitch free farming on the Sand Kid in the bottom lane, Artstyle jungling it up in the jungle. Come with me doing some stack pulling. Well, actually, he did not get the first stack off, but he will be able to in the future. I want to point out there are a lot of wards being placed here. Very aggressive warding coming out from Mouse. They only have one ward left, in fact, so they want to make sure they have a good early game, which I think is a smart choice, especially against the heroes that Dare has, as well as their general playstyle just being very aggressive.
We have a pause coming up right now, and that's going to give us a little bit of time to analyze. You were asking, what is the Dire squad losing? Well, Enigma's getting nothing on the bot lane, but despite of that, he's actually doing a little bit of ancient stacking. We've seen a lot of long lane on the bot doing the exact same thing, but I think artstyle, very easily so, can just push. We do have a Ring of Basilis already completed on Mitch, and I think with that, they could just go for a very easy tier 1. Enigma's not the best defensive hero by any means. And dealing with the Enchantress and, of course, the long initiate range of Poison Touch, if Come With Me decides to select that as the second skill choice, they could easily bring down Sexy Bambo.
Yeah, having a few complaints here about the audio, so I guess, Lumi, try to speak up a little bit if you can. I did turn myself down a little more. Hopefully that helps, guys. If everything's too quiet in general, just try turning the whole stream. Hopefully that fixes it. If not, let me know and I'll try to work on that. In the meantime, G will be trading some hits here with Fire. So again, G is having a hard time early on. In the bottom lane, they're already going for a tier 1 tower push. One of the benefits of Enchantress over Chen is you can get multiple creeps early on. And this is a very aggressive tri-lane. It's going to be pretty dangerous for Sexy Bambo to do anything, really. Going to be sitting back with the Eidolons, doing the best he can just to get some right clicks in the middle lane. G is getting caught out, split earth, as well as the disruption was used, but he will be able to blink away. Bottom tower taking a lot of pressure.
Cosmic Finale was Mitch's second skill choice to help out the push a little bit more. There's a heal being dumped out by Dazzle. Seems like Mitch is going to be the farmer in this game, though. Come With Me is getting some precious points of EXP. Here comes those Eidolons trying to scare everyone away. Tower down to half HP. Here comes yet another crew at Burrow Strike just on these Eidolons, but they all blow up thanks to that Cosmic Finale. This creep wave is going to get mowed down as well. And their tier 1 tower, is anyone going to last at this one? They're going to try to.
Yeah, it remains to be seen. Fire chased the Queen of Pain towards that bottom rune, but G, actually I believe he did right-click deny it because G does not have a rune in his bottle. Either that or he used everything. I don't see any illusion. Yeah, Shadow Demon did get it. He's got the illusions up on the bottom lane. Gonna be trying to slow down this push. They're threatening for tier 2, but they don't have an edict or anything like that, so I think it'll be safe for now. Twisted getting stunned here by the Centaur is unfortunate for him. He's gonna be annoyed. And Lacoste is up to level 2. He's doing okay in this lane, but Ravage is not forthcoming anytime soon. Meanwhile, Sing Sing hitting level 4. Normally we see Sing Sing on a hero that's a little bit more aggressive in the early game. I don't know if I've ever seen him play a hero like Lifestealer. Because, you know, it does require more farm than, say, a Tiny. Or some of the other heroes that Sing Sing is most famous for. But hey, he's getting a good start. Question is, what will he go for in terms of items as the bottom tower is getting pushed down? So they are going to lose 2 towers.
Yeah, I mean, they're not getting too much in return. You are getting some free farm on the top, but I don't think any amount of free farm will, equal 2,000 gold going towards the Radiant side. As this tower goes down, let's quickly check out how Return's doing his go chart. Artstyle is just really low in terms of HP. He's going to pop a heal. I think what they're going to do is keep pushing, even threaten high ground, force a couple teleports grow before they turn back. I think that they're going to just really squeeze every bit of penny out of the mousesport here.
Yeah, well, something really cheeky you can do is if you force those TPs back, you can all immediately go TP top and start pushing that lane. And if Sing Sing doesn't have the support of the Ancient Apparition, even if he does, that tower might be going down. Enchantress is so good early on at the pushing game. One of the downsides to running this tri-lane, or, 3 heroes pushing together, everyone's going to be a little bit under-leveled. We see they're all level 3 at the moment, so no Epicenter forthcoming anytime soon. Nice stun, Edict as well, doing a lot of damage, but in the end, he's going to be able to get away. Actually, he didn't pop Edict. Not sure, I guess it was on cooldown. G wants this DD, he's going to try to deny it. In comes Lacoste. Gush applied to Black. First blood coming out. G goes down, and the Split Earth not going to latch, or not going to hit rather, very close. Shadow Poison was the choice for Fire. I'm not sure if he's going to level that up. But for now, he is taking 1 point.
I think if you select 1 point of Shadow Poison, that means you are going to level up. There's really no reason to take a point of it. It's just simply not that good of a spell. But
well, for
Black
scouting,
missing that Split Earth, I guess. But Black missing that stun of the Split Earth, that was key, because that would have been another kill. But he picks up an early phase boot. That's an interesting boot choice, not the arcane. But here comes Artstyle, come with me. They want a little bit more action, but this is a big wraparound dive for the. Where the hell are they going?
I don't think they can tank the tier 2 tower. Maybe they're looking to set something up bot, as you were suggesting. But for now, I mean, look at all the wards that the Dire have. This was totally spotted, and they should be fine. I mean, these wards are going to be dying soon. It was a big early game investment. Back in the middle lane, G is still struggling to find any kind of farm. G having one of the worst starts I've ever seen him have, at least in games I've cast him. Split Earth as well as the Edict is going to melt him. That Soul Catcher, even at level 1. Actually, it's a level 2 Soul Catcher, doing so much damage. As it comes to in the middle lane comes Artstyle, 3 heroes here. A lot of heroes being devoted to try to bring down Black. Are they going to catch him? The slow was not enough. The phase boot suddenly seeming like the best item choice he could have possibly made. Even Tidehunter looking to make the rotation here. It's looking good for Mouse, man. This is a pretty strong start despite losing those 2 towers. Sexy Bamboo hitting level 5, and now that the towers are down in bottom lane, nobody from Dare is really going to be paying this lane any attention for the moment. Sexy Bamboo going to be hitting level 6 soon. Of course, he's not too farmed, but really the Black Hole is the start, the big start. You want to get the Eidolons maxed out, the Malefice up to level 4, and then you look for the items in the mid game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like mousesports got to figure it out. This dueling combination against G on the mid is just shutting him down. Anytime he gets near a lane, Disruption has set him up for a Split Earth, and because that Split Earth is being leveled up, it's doing so much damage. And of course, Soul Catcher is going to be an easy land in a mid lane like this without creeps running around like crazy. And we just saw how G went from full HP to death in 1 shot. So we talked about in the past when we were casting for the Premier League is that one best way to shut down Dare is to shut down G. If he doesn't get going, you can win the game very, very easily.
Yeah, similar to CLG, but perhaps Dare is even more reliant on G than CLG is on Pycat. And Pycat tends to perform no matter what. G, if he gets ganked early, he can struggle. Of course, I think most of you guys have probably seen when G gets a good start, he's unstoppable. Picking up Storm Spirit, getting like 60 mana regen per second with a Bloodstone, going 18-0. This is not something you want to be happening to your team. Not only is it a painful way to lose, but it's kind of embarrassing, frankly, and very bad for morale. So I like the fact that Mouse is not giving him the good start. Of course, there are trade-offs being made, but overall, I want to take a look at the XP graph, only because I feel in this game it would be fairly significant. And yeah, the tri-lane on that bottom lane is really hurting the Radiant side right now. They are pretty far behind in terms of XP.
Yeah, they got the tower gold, but they're trading off in terms of EXP. And if you look at the gold difference, it's not even that big. The first blood and actually the better farm going towards the dire is evening up a little bit. There's going to go all push mid. It's the advantage, the fact that they do have enchantress, it's going to continue for a little bit. But there is going to be a time in this game where that advantage is going to just fade away.
Oh, Burrow Strike in on Black, Gush to follow. Nice disruption there on the Sand King. That's going to put an end to the gank. Yeah, no Ravage, no Epicenter, really nothing they can do. Mitch getting caught out. Sing Sing joins the party. He's going to be looking to right-click down Mitch. Down Mitch goes, come with me, might be next to follow. Edict doing so much damage. Shallow Grave popped a little bit early, but he's afraid about that stun. In comes the Malefice. Mouse is just routing Dare right now. And throws out the Shadow Poison, but that's not going to amount to anything. Or not the Shadow Poison, but the Poison Touch. Oh,
yeah,
man.
very questionable move by Dare. You generally don't make that kind of push until, or before your Tidehunter hits level 6. Tidehunter is at level 4. I mean, if you have the Ravage available to you, I think having that big push down the mid lane is fine. But it's not the case here. We do see a Gush, but I mean, even if you get a kill on Twister like that, that's 4 teleports throw. 405 gold as an investment. Sure, take that kill. It's okay.
I'm not sure if I cast or I just watch a game or watched the game. It was a couple months back where Dare, from the very start of the game, ran 4 heroes pushing the top lane on the Radiant side. And they got the really early tower, but in the mid game they were just so underleveled they didn't have any of their big teamfight ultimates up. And ultimately it cost them the game. I wonder if we're starting to see that here now. Sing Sing doing some juggling. He's got phase boots up. They're going for mass phase boots, which again, you know, on a lifestealer as well as a leshrac, they need to be able to get in and out of the fight very quickly. Of course, lifestealer can get creep locked, so it makes sense. I like the choice to get mobility items. You're up against a lot of slows and not too many stuns, just a Burrow Strike and I guess a Ravage, but you know, Ravage not the most spammable stun to say the least. So that makes the mobility starting to make a little more sense here.
Yeah, and not only the mobility item, look at the Sing Sing's skill choice. He's maxing Rage. A lot of us that plays, you know, Lifestealer in pub games, we go jungle, we max feats, but in most pro games you want the magical survivability, magical immunity, especially against a Tidehunter. So this skill choice
on the bottom lane, Gush!
In this game.
Is he gonna get out? Sexy Bimbo, cheesy TPL. There's the problem with not having those stuns. Last game we cast for the TPL just recently, the team that did not have stuns really struggled. M5 not having a good time with that. And it seems like those same woes are plaguing Dare here, so I guess they need to draft more stuns. Or, you know, maybe just have a better start. Of course, I'm not counting Dare out of the game. It's just that they're on the back foot. And the question is, how do you make a comeback? I guess you need to do it off the back of that Ravage, the back of that Epicenter. But the Epicenter is going to be difficult to land. You're up against the Black Hole, you're up against Malefice, you're up against Disruption. Cold Feet not the most reliable stun, and of course the Split Earth. So, you know, nowhere near Blink Dagger. He's got the Arcane Boots and the Ring of Basilius. Still not level 6. Tidehunter's still not level 6. Dare is looking really underleveled. They need to find a place to farm, but they want to push. Gotta get the tier 1 mid. Will the push stop at any point, or are they just gonna keep on going all in? I don't see them breaching racks anytime soon, so I'm not sure this is the best way to go.
Well, I mean, pushing for tower is actually a good way to get a lot of your key items, those being the Blink Dagger on the Sand King. Sand King, by the way, last hit that tower, so suddenly from 0 goes up to 600 in a blink of an eye. And if you get a couple more towers, he can just get his way up to a blink. Having a blink on a farm Tidehunter isn't a bad idea either, especially for a Queen of Pain working on a Bloodstone after treads, things like that nature. We could have, you know, Enchantress getting mech. Those key items could turn the game around. What are you so surprised about?
They 5-man smoke. They're still just roaming as a huge gank squad. Sentry Ward is going to spot it out. Mousesports completely prepared. In the meantime, Sexy Bambo and Fire maybe looking to rotate it up. Are they going to get caught? Ravage is up on Lacoste. Black might be the one to go down. Are they going to fight? Big Black Hole in the high ground forthcoming. Big Black Hole. He gets all 5. Actually, only 4, but still huge damage. Ravage gets popped. Edict doing what it can. Sonic Wave to follow. Oh my god, Lacoste is looking to get away here. 2 down so far for Dare, or 2 down for Mouse, 1 for Dare. 1 more kill going the way of Mousesports. So 2 for 2, and now Sing Sing is in the fight. He's on the chase. Come with me. Shallow Grave on cooldown for a full minute because it's only level 1. So he's not getting away from Sing Sing. At least I'd be surprised if he did. Yep, open wounds to start. No cold feet though. Come with me, gonna do what he can. That's probably going to be to die. Lacoste likely to die as well here. In comes Sand King from somewhere in the back line. Oh, sorry, that was G. G coming in. He wants to get some kills. Blinks into the middle of nowhere. Kind of getting juked at the moment. Gush coming out as Twista goes down on that ancient apparition. Chase going the other way. G does have a DD. He does have a double damage rune, but Sing Sing, nice rage there. Dodging the Shadow Strike. He should be fine. How far will G chase? That's going to be it.
I am ever so
wow, when Bambo stood up that high ground, I was like, that's going to be it. That's going to be the best Black Hole I've seen today. unfortunately just slightly whiffs that. If he got that one off, that would have been a 5-man team, but the Rabbit wouldn't have got off. Black Hole is a spell that you cannot Kraken Shell to proc. Yes, I know, it procs on everything. It procs on Doom, it procs on Beastmaster, it procs on everything, but not a Black Hole. And unfortunately, though, he didn't get that off, and that was a missed opportunity.
You know, I actually thought he did initially, and then I saw the Ravage come out, like, well, guess he didn't. So, yeah, it wasn't a 4-man Black Hole. Suppose it was only a 3-man, and unfortunately, the 1-man that he didn't catch was the 1-man he needed to, along with that Sand King. That gave Dare some much-needed levels. Level 7 on the Tidehunter, level 7 on the Sand King, 8 on the Queen of Pain, and G with that DD rune. Mouse looking to go on the offensive here. They have vision of this. They have a nice ward in the enemy jungle. Sing leading the way. There's no Ravage. Lacoste is dead. Time to cut your losses and run. Dare realizes that, but they're gonna lose the Tidehunter. And they're maybe gonna continue to gank here. Sing fishing around for artstyle. He's not gonna find him for the moment.
They would like to cut their losses, but I mean, that tower can't run alongside with them, so if they're gonna ditch, they gotta ditch the tier 1 tower as well. Sing, by the way, Armlet is already finished. Have you mentioned that?
No, I just saw the Helm of Iron Will in the last fight.
Okay, good.
See, we're back on the same page now. 5 heroes grouped up for Mouse, so they're looking to take a tier 1. I think they'll be able to. And Dare doing the smart thing. We've been talking a lot about teams getting good trades, and they're at least trying to get a good trade. They're pushing mid, they're pushing top, they force back 2 TPs. The tower does go down bottom, but hey, get what you can, and they certainly did there.
Oh, Enchantress is hanging around right here looking for Sexy Bambo. All they need is one more slow, and Sexy Bambo would be going down very easily. He doesn't have a blink or anything like that. He's going to try to TP out. Question is there stun available? Here comes Enchantress. Is healing and is going to be tanking Sexy Bambo like crazy. Here comes Wee. He shouldn't throw his poison right from the get-go. And that they're waiting for it. Yeah, they do definitely. There's a poison. Can I bring him down before the TP? This is what I talked about. You shouldn't throw that TP. Oh my god.
It's actually only a level 1 poison, so there is no stun. So he could have TP'd out at any point. Perhaps he thought it was level 1. Kofi almost getting hit by the AA ult, but narrowly dodging it. That was pretty close.
But the thing is, Bamboo didn't know that.
Yeah,
like, he didn't know that he only had a set level 1. So regardless, you should have hold the poison.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
It's a great point. Art of Mind Games by Luminous Inverse.
No, by Sexy Bamboo. He's the mind game master right now.
Well, yeah, he's certainly out mind game Dare. Maybe they need to take a page out of Bambo's book. Yeah, Sing with a very quick armlet as well as phase boots. They did give him free farm on the top lane. We talked about Mitch needing that Blink Dagger. Is he anywhere near it? He's got 1,300 gold. And now that I talk about that item progression, let's take a general look. 3 bracers on the Tidehunter as well as power treads. Lacoste going all in. I mean, honestly, just buy a drum if you want that many bracers. But maybe he didn't have the gold to buy the recipe or something like that. Arcane Boots up on the Sand King. Necronomicon level 1. Somehow G is finding the gold. So like Pycat, you just cannot shut this guy down. He's going to find farm somewhere. Lacoste has the Ravage. He's not going to blow it just for this fight. At least I don't think he is. Out comes the Soul Catcher. Demonic Purge as well. Down he goes, even with all those bracers. Finally, Tidehunter not quite tanky enough. Up top, Sing trading some hits with Mitch, but I think Mitch should be just fine.
So where do we go here from, where do we go here if you're Dare? Like, you push down your early, a couple of towers, 4 towers down, that's a pretty good push, 14 minutes in. What do you recover? Like, do you go back and farm now? Do you try to look to push more? Do you go back to ganking? I'm not sure whether artstyle, the Dare squad know. I don't, at least.
Yeah, I mean, this is the reason that I was questioning the the 4 or 5-man push early on, is you're wasting a lot of farming time. Sure, they got some levels from team fights, but they're definitely behind in terms of gold, and they're up against an incredibly potent mid-game lineup. Black Hole, AAOLT, leshrac with all of his magical damage, Lifestealer who just right-clicks like a champ. I mean, you can't bring down the Lifestealer. You have nothing that goes through that BKB, so I guess you got to look for smoke ganks. You want to spread out the map, maybe use that Queen of Pain's mobility to get off some easy kills. Maybe go for 1 hero Ravages if you get a kill off of it, but at all costs, avoid a team fight as long as you can, because I don't see them winning it unless they get some crazy initiation on the Lifestealer. Mitch going down on the top lane. A ult was used, and Sing gonna clean that one up. Actually, Twista, sorry, he got the last hit. Sing getting an assist there, and the push commences in the middle lane.
Yeah, the mousesports looks really smart. Looks really sharp is what I'm trying to say. Every gank, they're well prepared, having Sentry Ward available, making sure that when they do get the gank, they're not just wasting time, which is what we've seen from Dare quite a bit. That's like the second or third smoke gank. They try to just walk around, look for people, and oftentimes they don't find anyone. Mousesports simply being a lot more efficient about it.
Yep. Black has picked up a soul booster, so you talked about efficiency. He's getting the farm. Twista, even for a support Ancient Apparition, he's level 8, he's got Arcane Boots and a Magic Wand. Fire sitting on Arcane Boots, in fact. So despite dual laning and giving all the farm away, He's still having a good time. Sexy Bamboo, and even having that awful lane. Did you just mention a Blink Dagger?
He did not have a Blink Dagger earlier,
Okay.
and no, I have not.
Okay, we're still on the
Blink
same
Dagger.
page. I didn't think you did want to double check. Sexy Bamboo picking up the Blink Dagger. That's going to be big. And, you know, now you're looking at some great initiation. Tidehunter went for the cheap early items. That's Lacoste. Means he's not going to have the Blink to initiate, and they desperately need it because, I mean, who else is going to initiate on this team? Queen of Pain doesn't want to go in first. Sand King, I suppose, if he gets his, and Mitch is getting close, could. And the Tidehunter could look to follow up. But that Burrow Strike, you know, the Blink in takes a little bit of time. There's going to be opportunity for lifestealer to pop Rage, and if he gets Rage off and a Ravage is blown, he's going to chew everyone apart.
Yeah, I feel like right now mousesports is just 2 BKB away from winning this entire game. If Bamboo gets his BKB, and perhaps Lesh gets his BKB, the game is pretty much over. Suddenly you're dealing with 3 magical immune units, and they all do so much damage. And Sing Sing right now, if you guys don't know, like, Armlet is probably the best item in the game in terms of gold to damage ratio. 2600 gold for plus 65 damage. That is a big game item. So looks like they're going to try to go back and defend their mid tower. I think this one might be forfeited. Yeah, very dangerous to TP into a tidehunter. It just doesn't work out.
Oh, it looks like Mouse wants to make a go here. In comes Black. He hits the Split Earth Disruption as well. I'm not sure who that was on. Sing Sing has not popped the Rage yet. He's focusing down. Epicenter from Mitch actually doing nothing, only hitting the Rage. Sing Sing. Rage wears off just in time. Sing Sing maybe in a little bit of trouble. Goes inside a Black Hole on 3. Pulse Nova destroyed everyone. Sing Sing pops out. 1 hero down. I expect we're going to see a lot more in just a few seconds. Black cleaning up Queen of Pain. No, Queen of Pain gets away. As the chase continues, Artstyle is almost dead. Double kill going the way of Sing Sing. That's going to be another kill for Twista. And that is a big win for Mouse. They forced the Tide. I love the fact that Sing Sing charged the Tidehunter as well as leshrac stunning him. They forced him to blow the Ravage, and while he did hit the lifestealer, it was not the best Ravage. There was no setup available. His team was already on the retreat.
Yeah, when you miss your easy to land ultimate like that, it just does not work out. I mean, the reason you get a Blink Dagger is you want to position your ultimate to hit everything. Hit a Rage Sing Sing, and well, of course, Bamboo showing how it is done with his ultimate. That one's harder to land as well, and he hit it on 3 or 4, I think. Yeah. And of course, it was cleanup duty. Sing Sing, by the way, dodged the very few last hits of his death by infesting into someone, and then he came out infesting some AoE damage alongside the black hole. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, the patience from Sexy Bamboo. This is the second or third game we've cast now where he's just been on the point. With that suicide lane Enigma, he didn't die. He got the farm in the mid game despite having a horrible lane to begin with, up against the tri-lane. Black was getting ganked here by G. I think he'll be able to TP out though. Was Sonic Wave used for that? No, it was cooling down from the last team fight. Yeah, Sing Sing, speaking of baller status or, you know, making big item pickups, I think we were talking about that earlier. He's got a Reaver. Is he going to go for a Heart? Because if he wants one, he's pretty close. He's already got the Vitality Booster as well. If you get a Heart and an Armlet, it's a pretty nice combo because you can leave the Armlet toggled on all the time, and even when you're not in a team fight, you will constantly have enough regen from the Heart to make the degen aura from the degen effect from the Armlet a non-factor.
Yeah, with Armlet toggled on as well, you have quite a bit of decent armor to work with, so suddenly that HP is not just, you know, raw HP. You have armor to back it up, you're life stealing quite a bit, your damage is intense, they can't really focus you down. It's just a very good combination. Generally, we don't see it quite a bit. And life stealer in the mid game becomes somewhat weak in terms of the tanky potential, but having a Heart fixes all of those issues. And it's going to be, again, a big game item for Sing Sing. I mean, this is time where you just go to soundboard on Sing Sing, you play Game is Easy, because it looks like it so far. Up by 10 kills, goal difference is about 5,000, 6,000. Game is really easy for Mouse at this point.
Yeah, there's a level 2 Necronomicon up on G, but, you know, that's not going to break the game open or anything. It's also not going to be too effective against a raged lifestealer. So it's looking very bleak. If we take a look at the levels, Artstyle is level 6. Come with me, level 7. Take a look at Mouse. Everyone is level 10 or above. Well, actually, no, sorry, level 9 or above. Sing Sing all the way up to level 13. He's getting really tank, and Lifestealer is the kind of hero that wants to get all his abilities maxed. That Feast will help him hit harder. Rage, he's already had that max, keeps him alive, and of course Upper Wounds helps him chase heroes down. And it increases his lifesteal as well, so it also helps him tank too. He did pick up the Vitality Booster, definitely going for the Heart. G out of mana, looking to finish the Necronomicon 3. I mean, who is going to do damage for Dare is the question. They're very reliant on these ults, and they're not great ults to have against the Lifestealer, so I think they need a Hex or they need some sort of crazy damage items on G, but I don't see either of those coming out anytime soon.
I don't know what they need to do, but again, Mousesport 2 BKB away from victory. I guess what the smartest thing that Radiant could do is try to split up the map, ward up, and try to get, I mean, not really push, but make sure the creep equilibrium is very far away and go for a Roshuan. If you could get an Aegis, I suppose you have a chance. But really, the item differences, just the heroes, they just not good against what we got on Dire.
Yeah, it's not looking too good, and I want to take a look at the map control. That's normally important to check in a game that's slowing down like this. If we look at the Fog of War, it actually seems to be fairly even in terms of where the lanes are pushed. Now, the tower advantage definitely going the way of Mouse. They're up to crucial tier 2 towers. Or excuse me, sorry, going the way of Darer. They're up to crucial tier 2 towers, so Mouse does not have good access to the Roshan pit. But with that being said, they have the advantage in terms of heroes. It's very dangerous to Roshan against an Enigma. If you get caught by Black Hole, I mean, I think there was a game recently. Oh, Artstyle might be getting caught. Malefice to initiate. Artstyle is absolutely dead here. In comes the Split Earth. He's going to go down. Artstyle just getting caught out of position, not having enough wards. That was a pretty expensive kill, but at least in terms of how many heroes were devoted to it, but we'll take it. Sing Sing has the heart ready to go. He just got the gold for it. Once that heart is up, I mean, you said they need BKBs. I'm not sure if they even need them, but that would just be insurance.
Yep. I mean, BKB on the other two, Lesh and Enigma, and looks like they are. That's at least Bamboo is going to be working on that. I wonder what Mousesport is actually waiting for. Obviously, they have the late game assurance, so they don't need to go for a push. But it seems like they do have the advantage at this point. I guess they're still a little bit afraid of the Tide Ravage, which is a fair thing to be afraid about because team fights could get a little bit swingy depending on how many that hits. It looks like G might be a little bit trouble. G try to blink on the other direction. He's looking for. He gets stunned up. Will he go down before doing it? So yes, he does. The chain stun is just too strong.
Well, this is the opposite of what Darer needs. They cannot afford to get caught out. And this is, when you try to spread the map, you do set yourself up to get ganked. With that kill, Mouse is going to head right into the pit. Sing Sing with the heart up. If he gets an Aegis, they are not killing him twice. I mean, they've had a hard enough time killing him once. Plus, you got to remember, not only does he have Rage, he also has Infest, so if he ever gets into trouble, we saw him actually use Rage to dodge the Ravage in the last fight, and even if he doesn't dodge Ravage, it can help him heal up, help him juke. Sort of like having a Ghost Scepter on a hero. Lifestealer going to be damaging down Roshan. This is taking a little bit longer than they would like, but they'll be just fine. Mitch looking for an opening. The ward coverage is good for you from Darer, so they will, or from Mouse, so they will know if Darer makes a go at the Roshan pit. For now, they're not attempting to. Sing Sing cleaning up a creep. He's not going to let that creep kill the Aegis, and he picks it up. Actually, no, leshrac picks it up. Huh.
Yeah, they're going to give to Lesh. I guess they feel that the heart is enough for him for survivability. And I mean, it does make sense. I mean, having Lesh's ability come back alive at full mana to dish out all those damage. And also, he doesn't need to waste his Bloodstone charges. Very precious in the early game, so fairly good choice.
Lacoste on the high ground. He wants to set up a Ravage, but who cares if he hits it? I mean, they need perfect follow-up to have any chance winning this fight. I don't think they should be trying to defend the tier 2, but they want to go for it. Shadow Demon, there's why you get the Shadow Poison, scouting out Lacoste. Now Lacoste is in danger. The slow comes in from Sing Sing. He's going to focus the Tidehunter just like the last fight. Impetus on Sing Sing, but he is so tanky. It's only going to do so much. Mitch blinks in, did not waste the Epicenter, so that's something good going their way. And Mouse just kind of waiting around looking for an opening. Will there be a stun? Will there be a stun? No Split Earth yet. Sexy Bamboo looked. Malefice on G. I didn't think he had vision there, but indeed he does. Gush coming in on Black. A lot of hits being traded. No real commitment. Sing Sing finally commits. He's raged. He's right-clicking Lacoste. There's Shallow Grave. Gonna keep him alive, but with that Shallow Grave down, they can make another go. Disruption on G. He's forced to blink away. He did use his Necronomicon 3 as well. And Mouse just slowly sieging down this tower. Yeah, you're right. It makes a lot of sense to put the Aegis on Black because they can't focus him down even though he's a little bit squishier. Open Wood's going on Artstyle. Artstyle probably going to drop here to Sing Sing. Everyone from Mouse sitting so far back, they don't want a good Ravage. Lacoste has an opening here, but there's just no damage if he wants to go for it. Enchantress did die. Will Lacoste go in? No, he's going to back off.
I think they could continue to siege. The beauty of having a heart on Sing Sing like this is you could run in, hit the tower a couple of times, run back, regen up, and then keep doing it. Of course, you still have the Aegis. Not many ultimate has been committed. The Purge is used. Infest is coming off cooldown in just a couple of seconds.
Mitch goes into Sandstorm. He's going to be able to blink away. That was a little close, though, and they're going to get a tier 2 bottom from most of it.
Yeah, they still have the Black Hole, and that's all they really need to win a big team fight. Of course, having the short cooldown of the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast is very nice as well. And it seems like we have a couple of teleportation scrolls coming in.
I would cancel those. drops the Ravage. Sing Sing drops the Rage. He's going to be right-clicking out Come With Me, who pops that Shell Grave. Nicely done by him. Wasting a lot of Sing Sing's time. Sing Sing really wants this kill. He wants that gold. He's going to get it. He's got 1 kill. He's going for more. Will Lacoste go down? Of course, on the other side of the map, more heroes are dying. Looks like artstyle running for his life. Black trying to track him down. Sing Sing diving the tier 3 tower. 1 more right-click will do it. Will he get Lacoste? The phase boost will allow him to chase him down. I think he should back off now. Does not have detection for Mitch. Meanwhile, in the end, artstyle went down. 3 kills going the way of the Dire, and they're going to be able to push into the base now. Well, actually, maybe not. Everyone on the Radiant coming back pretty quickly. Sing Sing
very low in terms of HP. Invests into a creep, and the open win on GG goes down. Mitch blinks right in, but Mitch is going to go down as well. They didn't even lose any people. Who did they lose?
They lost the Shadow Demon, yeah. Which is not a big loss. He got his disruption off. Did not demonic purge, but like you said, who really cares? They're going to be right-clicking down the tower. Edict will be coming up in 5 seconds, and that will be the death not only of the tower, but also of the Rex. 23-5. I mean, this game, Sexy Bamboo blinks in. 3-man Black Hole, or is that 4? I can't tell. A ulti hits. Bunch of heroes died. Everyone died. Pulse Nova as well. Sing Sing right-clicking like a champ. And that's going to be another Center X. GG coming out, or excuse me, that is going to be the Center X. Artstyle drops the GG. Epicenter, Burrow Strike, try to delay it. Even if they get these kills, though, I mean, that Black Hole is massive.
mousesports looking very, very strong at the moment. And they're just playing really good Dota.
Yeah, Sing Sing.
That's all I can say.
Did he buy back? I think he died in that fight. Yeah, he bought back, bought points of travel. He's back in the fight. He's got his feet to the fountain. But they did kill the melee Rex, but you know, that's probably all they needed. Even if a few deaths here or there, most likely not going to turn the game around. They're going for Black. He did lose the Aegis in that fight. Come With Me doing what he can. The Necronomicon is popped. Sexy Bamboo might die. Mouse really played cocky here. I mean, we cast some games yesterday where we thought they were clearly over, and I mean that one of them did feature a Divine Rapier. So I'm not sure without the Divine Rapier. I'm not sure the comeback is possible. Twist are going to get caught out. And a bunch of kills going back Dare's way. With that being said, the gold graph, if you look at it, oh man, it's an ugly sight. 15,000 gold going the way of the Dire squad.
Fire calls a nice fake GG as they'll come back and kill the mousesports crowd. Finally, GG is going to be called after this. And well, indeed it was. mousesports played it perfectly. Really countered what artstyle strategy is set to do. Artstyle strategy was to push down tower very quickly. They weren't that far behind in terms of tower, but they got a lot in return. They got a lot of kills, and they just rumbled into a mid-game victory.
Yeah, I'm trying to wait here for the final scoreboard, as all the players did disconnect. Once the game ends, I mean, I gotta say, Dare, with the new lineup, they did have Mitch playing instead of Freezer. I think some people would argue Freezer is the stronger player. But with the strategy that Dare was running, I mean, committing 4 heroes that early on to pushing, and then it was 5 pretty quickly. That's not really how G wants to be playing in particular. He wants to be farming and ganking. And really, he's not going to shine in those team fights because, I mean, yeah, Queen of Pain's got the Sonic Wave. In theory, it works out, but when there's no Ravage to set it up for quite a while, when there's no Epicenter or Blink Dagger available because they were so under-leveled, it makes it difficult for a player like that to succeed.
No, I don't agree with that much. I mean, sure, there's a pushing, but he's benefiting from the gold. I think what really shut him down is that dueling mid. That he got nothing. He went 0-2 early on as a Queen of Pain on mid lane. That is not the way to start. So I think Twista's decision to put Ancient Apparition plus a leshrac, or excuse me, a Shadow Demon plus leshrac mid was the smartest choice. And that just shut down G. And again, when we talked about in past, when you shut down G, you shut down Dare.
Yeah, that combo was really strong. The timing was great from Fire and Black, so I guess they've been practicing that combo specifically. It can be a little tricky to get the timing just right. Split Earth has a lot of cast time, and Disruption, lasts for a decent amount of time, so getting the timing perfect takes some practice. They showed it off in style today, and they shut down G, and that led to a nice victory for them. So that's going to do it. It is a best out of 1. So the victory going the way of mousesports. They're looking very strong, and coming up for you guys soon, we will be casting for the Premier League. And that's going to be between Dare and Mouse. But for now, Dare and Navi. But for now, thanks for joining me, Lumi. That stream will be available on dotacommentaries.com, and you can catch it there.